afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. My name is Uma Maheswararao and I am Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. I welcome you all to the meeting number 839 of Medley Toastmasters Club. Before we begin the meeting, I would like to mention 3 ground rules that we follow throughout the Toastmaster meeting. The first one is, please keep your mobiles in silent mode or please switch them off. I'll give you 10 seconds to avoid noiseless meeting. The second one is, as a Toastmasters, we do not talk about sex, religion or politics. Please refrain yourself from discussing these topics. The third point, do not cross talk while others are speaking. The mission of our Toastmaster Club is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which the members are empowered to develop their communication and leadership skills. It results in greater self-confidence and personal development. Please be attentive throughout the meeting and encourage the speakers with warm smile and applause. Let's all have a great meeting. With this, I would like to welcome Presiding Officer whom I shall hand over the stage. She was born and brought up in small village in Nagacharan district. She is a passionate Toastmaster since 2022. She is a doctor by profession and working as a professor in Medical College, Shri Balaji Medical College, Krompet. She believes consistency is the key to success. Please help me welcome our President Toastmaster Anuradha.
Thank you, Sergeant at Arms of the day, Toastmaster Uma Maheswararao, for setting the stage and explaining the rules. Good afternoon, Medley family members and my dear guests. The sound of this gavel, I declare meeting number 839 open. I like to welcome and recognize the dignitaries present here. First, I like to welcome Toastmaster Abilash, our Division C Director. Our chartered member, Distinguished Toastmaster Sampath sir. Past District PR Manager, Distinguished Toastmaster Thomas T. Abraham. Our past President and current Area Director of C3, Toastmaster Praveena. And my dear Medley family members and my dear guest, welcome to all. So I like to welcome our guest who has joined today, Ms. Kala Lakshmi, Mr. Nagacharan, Mr. Vishal, Mr. James. We welcome on behalf of Medley Toastmaster Club. I welcome all of you for today's meeting. I joined as a new member in Medley Toastmaster Club in July 2022. Same day, first week, 3 years back, I joined as a member. Even though I was a medical teacher by profession, I was afraid to talk in front of new people. So I joined Toastmasters to improve my public speaking. Initial few months, I like to see people on stage, like to hear people talking on stage, but I was scared to come to this stage. But for me, every moment in Medley is special. So I started my journey as a photographer in Medley. So I used to capture the special moments in Medley and used to save it. Till now I am having for past 3 years memories. And as the days goes, my mentor, Toastmaster Priyadharshini, understood my problem and she encouraged and motivated me to come to the stage by taking small roles like timer, counter, grammarian and TT speaker. That made me to come towards the stage. As I come to the stage frequently, I realized my fear for public speaking started moving away. Then after 6 months of joining Medley Toastmaster Club, I chose the pathway dynamic leadership and started my communication journey. And within 1 year, I got the Rockstar Award for the completion of 2 levels in 1 year and taking all the roles. Then, by the motivation of past President Toastmaster Dinakaran and current Division F Director Toastmaster Venkataseshan, I entered the Excomm as a secretary in 2023. During my secretary term, I improved my listening skills. So I realized secretary role is not simple. It is very important and it enhances our listening skill. So that was very important for me. It was very useful for me as a professor. Then when I was become BPM, I was pushed to BPM and by the encouragement of Toastmaster Prasanna. During my BPM role, I realized my communication skill improved. I started talking to new members, even new members or strangers with a smile. That smile made me more beautiful and also it gained more achievement in my professional life. Students became more close to me when I was smiling and taking class and talking to them. So it was very helpful for me. And as a byproduct of that, I was able to achieve Campaign Champion Award during that term. And I was happy to share that I was instrumental for Beat the Clock Award and Talk of Toastmaster Award during my BPM term. Then I proceeded to BPE by the encouragement of Toastmaster Pravda. During that term, I learned everything is possible. So I learned to overcome all the struggles or problems. It helped me not only in Medley Toastmaster Club but also in profession and family. So I learned to face any critical situation quietly and calmly and a smiling face. And as a byproduct of that, I was able to get Outstanding BPE Award for the term. Then, when I stepped into the president, I had a thought in my mind. When I was installed as a president, Medley Toastmaster Club was already excelling in everything. So what to do? Then I thought, let me maintain the legacy of Medley Toastmaster Club. Then along with my team members, I have got excellent Excomm team members. Along with them, under the guidance of Toastmaster Prasanna and Toastmaster Pravda and senior Toastmasters, we were able to achieve everything with prayer planning. Then for past few years, every Excomm faced a problem regarding club fee. Everybody felt that club fee is little high. Then in my term, with the help of senior members like distinguished Toastmaster Thomas T. Abraham and Toastmaster Vijay, we are able to move here to Gandhinagar Ladies Club. That reduced our club fee considerably. So that I am very happy for the members. Then another challenge was for me and Pravda, we both together, we were discussing that we must get all the eligible awards as a byproduct of quality meetings and membership experience. So we were planning for that, including Golden Gavel, and along with all Medley Toastmaster members, Excomm, we were able to achieve Golden Gavel subsequent this year also. Medley is known for Golden Gavel achievement, and this year also we achieved. That was a proud moment for all the Medlians. So thank you so much for all of you. So I am very sure that current Excomm also will follow the same legacy of Medley. So I like to thank visionary VPE Toastmaster Barath for conducting meetings regularly and helping the members for their projects. In Medley, any VP, including Barath, they either rain or shine, either division conference or district conference, Medley meeting will be on. So he also made sure that meeting will run smoothly even during the special events like conferences. And as a byproduct, he received Outstanding VP Award for the last term. Thank you, Barath, for your contribution. Then our vibrant Vice President membership, Toastmaster Amirtha, by her smile and consistent follow, she made many guests into valuable members. And also, she was instrumental for the 2 awards, prestigious awards, Beat the Clock and Talk Up Toastmasters. Thank you, Amirtha. Next, our voice of Medley. BPPR Toastmaster Kalyani, tirelessly she worked. Either the flyer or welcome flyer or congratulations flyer, any flyer, tirelessly she worked. And also every month she used to prepare flyers and videos for best flyer of the month and best video of the month, and she was consistently submitting for the award, and as a result of that she got best video of the month award. So I like to thank her for that. Then silent hero of Excomm, Secretary Toastmaster Shanmugavel. So he made sure that every minute of meeting will be recorded. Now also he is doing that same thing, and it will be documented and reach the Medley members as soon as possible. So thank you so much for that, sir. And along with the secretary role, he also played an outdoor chair role. Last 1 year, Toastmaster Shanmugavel and Toastmaster Venkataseshan are the outdoor chair for our meeting. Both of them contributed much for the outdoor meeting, and because of them, we were able to conduct the outdoor meeting successfully, and as a byproduct, we were able to give excellent experience to the members and get the award also. Thank you, sir. Then unsung hero of Excomm, Treasurer Toastmaster Pramod. He made sure that everything is documented, billing, everything is documented till today. Today also he sent the documentation of whatever things we are getting and income and expenses, everything. So thank you, Pramod, for a good job. Then our delegate SAA, Toastmaster Rajshekaran. He is the first person to come to the meeting and last person to go. And he made sure that from stage to snacks, everything is on time and perfect. So thank you, Toastmaster Rajshekaran, for it. And in this term, I am happy that we made varieties not only in the meeting but also in the snacks that you might have experienced. Today also you will have different special snacks, and I am sure that it will continue. Okay, next I like to thank all the subcommittee members and the senior Toastmasters, Sampath Saurirajan sir, then distinguished Toastmaster Guru Prasad, and distinguished Toastmaster Sundaraman, then Toastmaster Saravanan, and Toastmaster Kalyan sir, everyone, and distinguished Toastmaster Suganti, everyone were like Big Boss. They were watching the Excomm. Whenever we are need of them, they will jump in and they will help them. That's why Medley is one of the topmost club. So always they are like our friends and they are helping the Medley. Thank you, sir, for that. And my heartfelt thank or gratitude to my mentors, official mentor Toastmaster Priyadharshini, unofficial mentor Toastmaster Kalyan, for grooming me into a good leader and better communicator. Because of them, I am here. So thank you so much for that. And with this, I like to welcome our dynamic division C director, Toastmaster Abilash. So Abilash is a person who loves to play badminton and read fiction. Professionally, he is a chartered accountant, come MBA graduate, working as a consultant with PricewaterhouseCoopers. He's been Toastmaster for more than 6 years and served multiple roles in the club and district level, and he is a Golden Gavel winning club president. It's the same pitch. And a distinguished area director for area C1 during 2022 to 23. He has also been a division level runner-up in the evaluation and international speech contest, and he has served as audit committee chair of district 120 for 3 years. Okay, with his introduction, let us put hands together and round of applause.
Thank you so much for those warm words of introduction, Madam President. A very warm good evening to fellow Toastmasters of Medley and our guests. Recognizing our past District 82's PR Manager, Distinguished Toastmaster Thomas Abraham, our Charter Member of Medley and past Area C3 Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Sampath, my fellow Division F Director, Toastmaster Venkataseshan, and our current Area C3 Director, Toastmaster Praveena. Happy to meet you all here today. Once again, a very warm good evening. My association with Medley goes back 1 or 2 years. I've not been a regular visitor, so sorry for that. But on the few occasions that I have come, once as an evaluator and once as a chief judge, the one thing that appealed to me the most was the quality that I saw here. Be it the contests where, for the evaluation contest, we had over 20 contestants. I'm sure we have a lot many past district and division level champions here, and they would agree. Getting past the club contest would have been the hardest part, not the area or the division or even the district platform. That is the quality to which I have been witness to. Today, Medley has helped hundreds, if not thousands of members become a better leader and a better speaker. And the 2-3 meetings that I have come, I also had takeaways in terms of quality. But today, as we step forward, Toastmasters is today 100 years old. We step forward in the 101st year from July 1 onwards. And so, I think the question that we should be asking is this enough? I think today when the Sergeant at Arms read the mission statement, to support every member to become a better leader and communicator, I think as Toastmasters, we should go out and reach more people, reach more, not just members, but more people, and give them the gift of Toastmasters to help them become more communicators and leaders. And Medley, I'm sure, will be at the forefront of this too. Such has been the quality that I have been witness to. Today, Madam President said that we achieved the Golden Gavel. But how many of you know that in the past year, Medley was the only club that achieved the Golden Gavel? Such has been the quality that we have been witness to. Congratulations on a term well served, Madam President, and I'm sure the incoming team will take Medley to even greater heights. So once again, wishing you congratulations and wishing the incoming President all the best. And as a small token, I would like to present this award to you and your team. Wishing you all the best. Thank you.
Now I like to welcome Division F Director Venkataseshan and our Area CP Director Praveena.
This is not going to be an address by another division director. So this is the award or a token of appreciation from IIM TATC Alumni Toastmasters Club. Medley being their sponsoring club, I have been supporting the club during the initial chartering and also running the meetings so far by providing role players and mentors, club mentors and individual members, mentors as well. So this is the token of appreciation which they had given during their chartering ceremony. We couldn't have our Madam President and past President of Medley Toastmasters Club who were supporting them. So I received it. I wanted to hand over this to them, and also they from the club they also gave area director for that club. So on behalf of all those, this is the token of appreciation from my individuals.
As area director, I would like to hand over the home club ribbon to our president.
Now I request our Area Director Toastmaster Praveena for the installation ceremony.
Thank you, President Toastmaster Anuradha. A very good evening to my dear fellow Toastmasters and guests. Leaders do not create followers, rather they create more leaders. For having elected the new set of leaders, today officially they are going to take up their charge. It's a great honor for me to be here as an installation officer, and I am here to install the new officers of Medley Toastmasters Club, briefly state their key responsibilities and remind them the responsibilities that lie ahead. Their collective responsibility is to make the club one of the best in Toastmasters International. This will involve helping the members achieve their goals as well as leading the club to President's Distinguished Club status this coming year. Before I officially install them, may I now request the outgoing officers to please stand. President Toastmaster Anuradha, Vice President Education Toastmaster Barath, Vice President Membership Toastmaster Amirtha, Vice President Public Relation Toastmaster Kalyani, Secretary Toastmaster Shanmugavel, Treasurer Toastmaster Pramod, and Sergeant-at-Arms Toastmaster Rajshekhar. At this time, you are all discharged from all your duties and responsibilities. Thank you for your excellent service to the club. Give them a big round. Thank you, please be seated. I now request the new officers to please come forward and form a line in the order I call. Sergeant-at-Arms, Toastmaster Sendil, Club Treasurer, Toastmaster Abirami, Secretary Toastmaster Alagiri, Vice President Public Relation Toastmaster Narendra, Vice President Membership Toastmaster Jayashri, Vice President Education Toastmaster Pramod, President Toastmaster Barath. Each officer is obliged to attend monthly club executive committee meetings, attend club officer training program held twice a year, prepare a successor for his or her respective office. I will now describe the opportunities and key responsibilities of each officer, beginning with the Sergeant-at-Arms. Please go. Toastmaster Senthil Kumar. As Sergeant at Arms, you arrange the meeting location, maintain the club equipment in working order, ensure that adequate club supplies are available, set up the room before the new meeting begins, make all relevant educational and PR materials are displayed, attend to special equipment's needs, greet guests, and help the President make sure the meeting begins on time. Toastmaster Senthil Kumar, will you perform these duties to the best of your ability?
Yeah, yes, I will.
Thank you. Please pass on the game to Treasurer Toastmaster. Toastmaster Abirami. As Treasurer, you keep financial records and prepare the club budget. Announce when it is time for members to pay dues. Explain the due structure to members. Collect dues. Work with the Secretary to ensure that the club submits dues promptly to Toastmasters International World Headquarters. Toastmaster Abirami, will you perform these duties to the best of your ability?
Yes, I will.
Thank you. Please pass on the gavel to Vice President Public Relations. Vice President Public Relations Toastmaster Narendra. As BPPR, you attract visitors to the club through free publicity. Use a variety of means to promote the club in the community. Enlist your fellow club members in PR activities. Provide them with promotional material and ideas for inviting guests. Regularly recognize member achievements with methods such as announcements, newsletters, emails, and articles that you submit to the newsletter. Toastmaster Narendra, will you perform these duties to the best of your ability?
Yes, I will.
Thank you so much. Please pass on the table. Vice President Membership, Toastmaster Jayashri. As VP Membership, you lead the club's membership building efforts to achieve the membership goals of 8 new members. While the BPPR motivates people to visit your club, you motivate the current members to invite guests. Promptly give new members applications and dues to the Secretary and Treasurer. Personally greet guests and provide them with guest packets, including a membership application. Make sure each guest hears about the benefits of Toastmasters and gets a personal invitation to become a member. Represent your club at the area council meetings. Toastmaster Jayashri, will you perform these duties to the best of your ability?
Yes, I will.
Thank you. Please pass on the gavel to the VP Education. Toastmaster Pramod, as Vice President Education, you gain commitments from members to set education goals for themselves. Assure that club members are aware of the schedule of the meeting rules. Plan meetings that will assist members in meeting their goals. Work with club members to keep the meetings fun and well run. Work with the members to ensure that they submit their educational awards promptly. Provide for educational topics at club meetings such as those from the Successful Club series and Better Speaker series. Represent your club at area council meetings. As the second highest ranking officer, preside over the meeting when the President is absent. Toastmaster Pramod, will you perform your duties to the best of your ability?
Yes, I will.
Thank you. Please pass on the gavel to the President. Toastmaster Barath, as the President of Medley Toastmasters Club, you are the Chief Executive Officer. Thus, you preside at all the club meetings and all the meetings of the Club Executive Committee. It is your responsibility to see that this club adds new members and meets the needs of its current members to achieve their communication and leadership goals. Establish a club climate that is supportive, stimulating and rewarding to its members. Realize that among the resources available to you are fellow club members, club officer team, club officer's handbook, area director, division directors, the district 120 website and social pages, all other district officers. Toastmaster Barath, you hold the gavel as a symbol of power and authority that your club has given to you during your term of office. I am confident that you will use it wisely and well restrained. Toastmaster Barath, as a member of Medley Toastmasters Club, as well as its leader, will you work with your executive team and club members to make Medley Toastmasters Club a President Distinguished Club this year?
Yes, I will.
Thank you so much. Dear Medley Toastmasters members, your office team has just pledged to serve this club to the best of its ability, to the best Toastmasters Club possible, and to meet the needs of all its members. Your club will need active participation from each member. Do you, as members, pledge to work together with your office team to make Medley Toastmasters Club it can possibly be?
Yes.
Thank you so much. By the authority vested to me as your area director, it is my sincere pleasure to declare that Toastmasters officers installed in their respective club offices. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to the Medley Toastmasters Club executive. May I now request the immediate past president, Toastmaster Anuradha, to offer the pin of club president to Toastmaster Barath as a symbol of his dedication and service. Incoming President Toastmaster Barath to hand over the immediate past president pin to IPP Toastmaster Anuradha as a symbol of dedication and service. Thank you. I now request our incoming President Toastmaster Barath to deliver the acceptance speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster Praveena.
Thank you.
Greetings, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. We all have moments in life that are truly changing. For me, one such moment happened 2 years before, in July 2023, at 2:45 p.m. Back then, we were in Desert Rose, and in a Desert Rose building, there's a building. And then there's a gate, main gate, which you will have to open and enter. And then there's a passage which leads to the meeting hall. There's a sliding door. When you open, you will lead into the meeting room. That was one of the first day where I entered Medley as a guest. And when I opened the main gate and entered the passage, I immediately saw a Toastmaster with a bunch of printouts, and he was going through these. I got confused and I took a few steps further. And then I saw one Toastmaster who was facing a tree and he was talking to the tree. I got confused and I took further step. And then there was one other Toastmaster who was talking to himself. These scenes scared me a lot, and it appeared as if it was an examination hall. And I feared exams a lot. I was standing there in front of the sliding door. Once you open, you enter the meeting hall, thinking and wondering whether I should take a step forward and get into the hall, or just take a right turn and go away from the exit door. Intrigued by these members, I decided to open the sliding door, and I took the step forward into the meeting hall. And the moment I entered that hall, there were 3 other Toastmasters who greeted me and welcomed me with a warm smile. That made me to take furthermore few steps into the hall, and I was comfortably seated. And I started observing the other Toastmasters members, and I saw there were many Toastmasters who came into that hall, and up there, without any instruction being passed on, they came around, took the task, whichever was left, and they started executing it. And all these without being instructed on what to do. Then, as usual, the meeting started at 2:55 p.m. and it was a flawless meeting. The three Toastmasters who I saw on the passage, who I met on the passage, were the speakers that day, and they did a phenomenal job. That day when I returned back home, I felt three things. Number one, the three Toastmasters who I met on the passage where they did the meeting hall showed me the standards of meeting. The three Toastmasters who greeted me when I entered the hall showed me the culture of meeting. And the other Toastmasters who entered and took the task and executed it without being instructed showed me the spirit of meeting. And later, I became a member, and slowly I started to feel more of these three qualities, of the standards of Medley, the culture of Medley, and the spirit of Medley. And to me, I realized these three are the core values which put together was the legacy of Medley. Rome wasn't built in a day. Bricks had to be laid, walls had to be raised. Every day, every hour, every week and every month, year on year for a decade. And yes, that is what it takes to build an empire in legacy. And today, we all are seeing an empire called as Medley, which has its own legacy. This was possible all because of the tireless effort of each and every member and each and every executive committee right from 2008 till now. These visionaries have laid the foundation, very strong foundation, have built this legacy with the walls, with determination, and have laid these pillars with a purpose. Because of these visionaries and these legendaries, Medley today stands as a symbol of excellence and perfection. Today, I am deeply honored and I am excited to be part of the president of this prestigious and a club which has its own legacy. My heartfelt gratitude to all the members who have rested faith and confidence in me to be the president of this prestigious club. And I also would like to thank the past presidents, many of whom are present here, who are visionaries and who have laid the foundation so strong for the future Excomms and the future members to build and excel on. I also like to thank Toastmaster Venkataseshan, who was the first president when I joined the club, was the president when I joined the club, and the first member who I interacted with. Your energy and experience literally lit up the meetings and made all the meetings as an high-octave experience for all of us. The next president, Toastmaster Praveena, a true inspiring leader who inspired me a lot and who inspired me to take up Excomm roles. I thank Toastmaster Praveena. My gratitude to Toastmaster Anuradha for taking me in her team, and I've learned a lot contributing as a VP membership in her term. Thank you, Toastmaster Anuradha. And I also like to thank our outgoing president, Toastmaster Anuradha, and all the executive committee members of the term with whom we have worked, and all your dedication has laid the pathway. And I truly admire you as a leader when you took on the challenge of venue change and reduction in the club fee, and all these happened in a time where we had a critical budget session as we presented in the past. And my team, the executive committee team of the current term, I'm truly blessed to have such a wonderful team with me. Our Sergeant of Arms, Toastmaster Sendil, he joined us in February 2025, and within 1.5 to 2 months, he came up to me and said, like, he wanted to be in the Excomm of the next term. So that shows his passion and dedication. Thank you, Toastmaster Assembly. Our treasurer, Toastmaster Abirami, a Toastmaster who travels up and down of 900 kilometers from a town in Pudukkottai to our medley meeting. So this is all possible because of the culture, spirit and standards of medley. Thank you, Toastmaster. Our treasurer, Abirami, thanks a lot. Our secretary, Toastmaster Alagiri, person immediately after joining, he was ready to take roles even outside medley. And he was during the last area contest, he was the chair of the contest chair of the area club. Thank you, Toastmaster Alagiri. Our BPPR, Toastmaster Narendra, he has now become a flyer creating machine. The creativity with which he puts in each and every flyer are sure to attract more members and create more visibility to Medley Club. Our VP membership, Toastmaster Jayashri, a person with a beaming smile. What else could a member and a guest ask for when they enter the club? A person who immediately after being elected as the Vice President membership wanted to do a member interest survey and to gather members' feedback to see what are the areas we can address. Thank you, Jayashri. And a VP Education, Toastmaster Pramod, a perfectionist and a well-organized person. Any small, minute things or the details are something which doesn't skip his eyes, and he puts all his effort to correct it and ensure it is all perfect and well within the framework of medley. Thank you, Toastmaster. And I also would like to thank all the various subcommittee members who have agreed to be part of the subcommittee and contribute with the Excomm team to the excellence of the club. Thank you all. And with our mission as an Excomm was simple: to build on the legacy or the foundations which the past presidents and the past Excomm has laid, and to ensure that all the members take a step forward towards your educational goal. And we also want to be the catalyst to accelerate you to reach your educational goals and vision in the shortest period of time. And we also wanted to make all the meetings much more interesting and varied, and we decided to have a last meeting of the month where we will bring in a lot more variety and make moments more meaningful. We have also heard the feedback which you all have passed us using the member interest survey, and there are various actions we have planned on it. We have also planned a lot more educational sessions which you will be shortly knowing once the term calendar is released. I once again thank all the members and the team for ensuring the faith in us, and we will truly live up to the spirits of medley. And I also wish all the members of medley and also District 120 a delightful and a great learning experience in this term and in this year. Thank you once again. Now, to take this meeting forward, we have a Toastmaster of the day. And to play this role today, we have a Toastmaster who is the co-founder of Express and Talk Academy, where they help children improve their communication and personality skills. She is also a corporate trainer, and she is also a volunteer in an NGO, Prem Rawat Foundation. She is also an inspiration to many Toastmasters, including me, where she helps her to express ourselves and become a better communicators and leaders. Please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Praveena as the Toastmaster of the day.
Good evening, one and all present here. Considering the agenda, looks like we are 10 to 15 minutes delayed already. So I think it's best that I keep my theme for another day, because my theme is something to do with sacred, and time is definitely sacred, and we've had a good start. So I don't want to dilute the sanctity of the atmosphere that has been laid out by some of the members over here. So we will directly get into the agenda. So the agenda is split into introduction of role players, speech, table topics and evaluation. So to introduce the role players, we have a general evaluator who I would say has a Midas touch. Like Toastmaster Barath was saying, he's a treat not only to the eyes but to the soul, to all the sensory organs, because I love the way he writes, I love the way he speaks, and any role that he takes, it's perfection personified. And this is none other than Toastmaster Narendra.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmasters Praveena, for that warm introduction. So, since we are short on time, I would like to quickly explain what the role of General Evaluator is, and then I would introduce the teams who will be helping me out in performing this particular role. So, at Medley and also at every Toastmasters Club, the goal is to make sure that we maintain the quality of each and every meeting that we conduct. So, in order to do this, it's always better to get an observer's perspective of each of these meetings and find out where we did well so that we can continue doing it, and where we can improve so that in the future meetings we can rectify those. Now, as I mentioned earlier, to help me do this role, I will be supported by two teams, and usually they are introduced as quantitative team and qualitative team, but I would say that both of them measure the quality of the meeting. It's just that one group or one team does it using numbers and words, and another team does it purely using words. So to introduce the first team, it's called the TAC team, or the Timer, R Counter and Grammarian. Now this is the team that I mentioned first, where they'll be using both numbers and words to assess the quality of this particular meeting. Now to play the role of Timer, we have a very experienced, seasoned veteran Toastmaster who's taking on the role of a timer, and he's the charter member of Medley, as already mentioned by our immediate past president now. And he is someone who says that to manage time, let's start from our target, the D-Day, and then work backwards to the current day. And that's a very good strategy. So to explain the role of timer, I would like to welcome distinguished Toastmaster Sampath Saurirajan to this team.
Good afternoon, General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Everyone in this meeting has got a responsibility inside this meeting. I am the one who has got outside the meeting. All your spouses and next of kin are waiting eagerly for your dinner appointment. It is my duty to ensure you go back in good time. I am the timer for today. Time is very important. Time management is very important. As you can see, I am the third oldest member in Medley. I don't have much time left. Let us enjoy it best. The weighty VIPs in the beginning took a little bit extra time. I thank the TMOD. She was scared to introduce the secret, and she saved time. Everyone should follow her example today. Today's meeting has got major activities as prepared speeches. There are two types of prepared speeches. Icebreaker today and a normal 5 to 7 minute speech. Icebreaker is 4 to 6 minute speech. In all speeches and other activities, we have got 3 alert timings. One is when you reach the minimum requirement, another is the middle of your allowed duration, another is a red light signal for you to quickly wind up. So for icebreaker, at 4 minutes, the green card will be shown. At 5 minutes, the yellow card. At 6 minutes, the red card. For the other speeches, at 5 minutes, the green card will be shown. At 6 minutes, the yellow card will be shown. At 7 minutes, the red card. For the evaluators, 2 to 3 minutes is the allowed time. At 2 minutes, the green card will be shown. At 2.5 minutes, the yellow card will be shown. At 3 minutes, the red card will be shown. For table topic speakers, 1 to 2 minutes is the allotted time. At 1 minute, the green card will be shown. At 1.5 minutes, yellow card, and at 2 minutes, the red card. All these 3 alerts are important. You please watch me there. To arrest your attention, I want the best possible dress of so you don't have to wander from the old men and look at the younger girls. So today let us have a good time, and at the end of the meeting, when the general evaluator calls me again, I shall give my time as well. Back to the chief.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Sampath Saurirajan, as witty and creative as ever. The next role in the tag roles is the role of arc counter. To do this role, we have a young budding Toastmaster in our midst. Her name is Toastmaster Amarvanchitha. She is a lawyer, and she believes that practicing yoga and maintaining daily peace is the most important thing to a healthy mind. And the one daily ritual that she always does is to introspect her day and find out the areas where she can improve. Introspection always helps us, doesn't it? So I'd like to welcome Toastmaster Amarvanchitha to explain the role of arc counter.
So good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I am Amarvanchitha. So today I am your arc counter. So the purpose of my role is to note down the filler words and sounds by anyone who speaks. The sounds like and the words or the repeated words are well, so, and like. And I will also note down the repeated phrases like this means, or you know, I. And at the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker will use these expressions. And I wish you all to all the speakers. Thank you.
Next, we have the role of grammarian to be played by Toastmaster Abirami. She's a chartered accountant and an extremely dedicated Toastmaster who travels 800 kilometers every day to be here in the Medley meeting. So I guess that shows her measure of dedication towards her self-improvement. And she does every role that she takes up with utmost creativity. To explain the role of grammarian, we have Toastmaster Abirami.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, good afternoon. I am Toastmaster Abirami. I am a grammarian for today's meeting. As a grammarian, I will be listening carefully to the language used throughout the session. I will note exceptional usage of language as well as the areas of improvement, word choice and sentence structure. I will also be introducing the word of the day, which speakers are encouraged to use during their speeches and roles. Today's word of the day is serenity, meaning a state of being calm, peaceful and troubled. One of the examples is, she walked onto the stage with great serenity despite being a first-time speaker. And one more example, the calm and supportive atmosphere of our club fills every meeting with the serenity. I will be keeping track of how often serenity is used during the meeting and will report back in my role towards the end. I encourage all of you to use word of the day and embrace the serenity of self-expression through public speaking. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Abirami, for explaining the role of the grammarian with absolute serenity. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we heard from the tag team regarding their role. There's also another team, the evaluators, who will be evaluating the prepared speeches that will be delivered today. But I will be introducing them later on during this meeting, and we will hear their evaluations of the prepared speakers. I will also be presenting the General Evaluator report at the end of this meeting. So until then, I would like to go back and hand over the stage to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Praveena.
Thank you, Toastmaster Narendra. Now we come to the main section of a Toastmaster session, which is the prepared speeches. Each speaker takes so much of effort for this 5 to 7 minutes of speech. They first have to identify what the objectives are by reading a 17-page manual, after which they have to discuss with their mentor, write their script, vet it with the mentor again, practice and ensure that they don't miss on the time so that they don't get disqualified to come and give a perfect, good speech. So we have 3 such speeches over here, and the first speech, for which I would like to call the evaluator, Toastmaster Dinesh CJ, to spell out the objectives of the speaker, Toastmaster Balaji.
Toastmaster Balaji is completing his first speech in Toastmasters. The purpose of his project is for the member to introduce themselves to the club and learn the basic structure of the public speech. Timer, please note the time is 4 to 6 minutes.
Thank you. So Toastmaster Balaji, he specializes in paid ads, working at a digital marketing agency where he manages and optimizes online ad campaigns across various social media platforms. So since my theme was actually about something to do with sacred, I asked him, what do you think, according to you, is sacred? And just one word, he said, human beings. So that is the kind of respect he has for the fellow human beings. So I would like to call Toastmaster Balaji the first speaker. So it's Pathways Presentation Mastery, Level 1. The project name is Icebreaker Speech. The speech title is The Luckiest Person in the World. And the duration is 4 to 6 minutes. Thank you.
I believe I am the luckiest person in the world. I will take you through different phases of my life, why I feel like that. Good evening, fellow Toastmaster and dear guest. Totally, I studied in 3 different schools. 28 years ago, I was born at VHS Hospital and raised in Chennai. And in college days, first UG college is Hindustan College. Just feel like, the timing feel like again school, 9 AM to 3:30 PM. And new environment and unfamiliar faces. I no idea about the people and the environmental. One memories in the college days is my NSS, that means National Service Scheme. That was my turning point in my life. In NSS, we stayed at we regularly stayed at one village. We serve medical camps and do some march past and cultural activity every day. I learned discipline in that way, that NSS camp. Like we want to wash our plates and clothes every day. Like that, I make one decision in that I don't put waste in road or places like schools or college, anywhere. So I carry the paper or plastic or any items in my packet. Whenever I saw the dustbin, I throw it there. So I learned from NSS camp. Then moved to the master degree PG. I have no idea how to choose that. So I followed my cousin brother Anna path. He did MBA. So I also chosen the MBA degree. In the UG, I had one arrear. In the last semester, I had one arrear in finance paper. So class teacher told me some ideas. You can apply supplementary exam and clear. You can straight away apply for MBA entrance. So I work hard and study harder. So I cleared the finance paper. Luck again. So again I cleared the entrance, got my seat in a Sairam institution. Feels like again school timing, 9 to 4 PM. So I want to wake up early, 1 hour, 1.5 hours travel, and some unit test, some retest, and projects, internship, everything. The toughest part in my life, that is lockdown. My father was car driver. It was no job at the time, very minimal job. So I have no idea how to support my family. My mother is only housewife and sister is studying in college. Suddenly I got opportunity in internship company to help me with social media. So I boldly said yes, I will do my best. So I do my internship and completed. After some times, so after some months, I got internship again in digital agency. I worked for almost three months. After that, one person left from our team, so I got the place filled the place. My manager helped me to recommend me to the company and luck again. After a month passed, I seriously focused on mobile photography and work hard in the weekdays and passion for weekends. So I convinced and got my camera in EMI. After I practicing photography, I joined CWC, that is Chennai Weekend Clickers. I go for big weekend photo walks like beaches, busy market and across states like Tamil Nadu, Karnataka and Kerala, everywhere. And one adventure is I feel like very thrilled. I travelled 5,500 kilometers across Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha and West Bengal to car, only through roadways, to capture people's stories and food. So after days passed, I want to improve my communication skills. So my friend suggested me Medley. I googled it and joined Medley. Today I am delivering icebreaker speech. Thank you.
For the second speech, may I request the evaluator DTM Thomas to spell out the objectives.
Thank you very much, G. Good afternoon. Today, Toastmaster Ramya is pursuing the presentation mastery, both as a figure of speech and also literally, not just as a path, even otherwise. Presentation mastery is ready. So as part of that, she is doing from the first level, the fourth project, which is called presentation and feedback, which means she will make a speech today, and based on whatever I can add and whatever makes sense out of that, she will present it again, the version 2. So today we will listen to her version 1. It's 5 to 7 minutes. Okay.
So when I asked her what comes to your mind when the word sacred is mentioned, she said genuine understanding, just the right words at the right time. But conversely, there are times when silence is much louder and stronger than a bunch of words. She didn't mention this, but her work, I'm sure, is considered extremely sacred to her. I would request all of you all to subscribe to her YouTube channel, Rara Storytime, and then you would know why I am saying this. And here she is going to come to entertain us just the same way, because she is an amazing storyteller. That's Toastmaster Ramya. Toastmaster Ramya, Pathways Presentation Mastery, Level 1, Project Name, Evaluation and Feedback, Speech Title, Curtain or Stage. Duration is 5 to 7 minutes.
How many of you want to finish fast and escape the stage? How many of you love love to be on the stage and love the spotlight. Okay. High five to spotlight lovers. I love to be on the stage. When it comes to dance, until my school days, speaking, that's a whole different story. During my icebreaker speech, I was sitting there, I felt like running away before even they called my name. But despite all that, something in me always wanted to try. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. When I was in my middle school, an oratory competition was announced. We were all given the same topic from Swami Vivekananda book, Colombo to Almond. Each one of us had to prepare and deliver the speech. Though I was initially reserved, I decided to step out of my comfort zone and take part. But when the teacher asked who all wanted to participate, almost everyone raised their hands as if they had been invited on a tour to Ooty. But I was amazed seeing the enthusiasm of my classmates. But I couldn't help thinking, every time when I wanted to step out of my comfort zone, I end up landing in a war zone, competing with a whole army of people. And then my teacher said, all of you cannot contest. All of you speak in front of the class tomorrow, and I will choose the top 10 who will represent the class. The next day, I was all set and prepared. When the teacher asked who wanted to begin first, I confidently said, I will begin. I went to the front. With full of excitement, I started. Look upon every man and women, and went on with a few more lines. Suddenly the teacher stopped me. All of you, look at Ramya and see the way she speaks. I knew she was swept away by my first few lines and she was going to appreciate me. I felt like floating, almost touching the ceiling with joy. Then she continued. This is how you should not speak. This is bad. And she further said, my delivery style was very dramatic. My joy crashed to the floor. It's not because of the fall. It's because of the shame I felt in front of my friends. She didn't let me to continue. She asked me to take my seat. That night, I couldn't sleep. I practiced so much. I really wanted to participate because it was my first speech. So, I stood in front of the mirror and practiced every variation of the speech. I tried to find my voice. The next day, I went to my class teacher and asked for another chance. I told her that I have incorporated all the feedback she had given. I badly wanted to participate because I don't want to give up. Seeing my interest, she agreed without listening. Finally, the competition day arrived. When it was my turn, I stepped out and delivered the speech with all my heart. Few days later, the results were announced. To everyone's surprise and to my own, I was declared a winner. That win was possible because I took teachers' feedback constructively, consistently worked on it, and stayed determined. I had been eliminated in the first round but came back to win. That experience taught me something very crucial. Losing is not the opposite of winning, it's the beginning. Struggles make us stronger. They teach us resilience. They become the foundation we need to climb the ladder of success. But many shy away from showing their struggles. They showcase only their achievements. But when you show your wounds, people just don't see your pain. They see your journey. They begin to accept you for who you are. People just don't admire success. They admire strength. Winning is like a cake, sweet, but the flavor is different for everyone because the definition of success is different for everyone. For some, it's winning a trophy. For others, it's simply having the courage to try again. Failure, struggle, grit, that's real life. Show your scars. They are not signs of defeat. They are medals of survival. The greatest comedian Charlie Chaplin once said, I love to walk in the rain because no one sees me cry. But I say, let them see. Let them see your courage. Let them see your struggles. Let them see you climb. See the real you. Because pain is power. If your story lifts even a single soul, you have already won. Curtain or stage?
Thank you, Toastmaster Ramya. Now for the third speech. But first I would like to call the evaluator, Toastmaster Jayashri, to highlight the speech objectives.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Today, the speaker number 3, Toastmaster Priyadharshini, is going to deliver her speech on the pathway persuasive influence. Level 2, Project 3, Introduction to Toastmasters Mentoring. The purpose of this project is for the member to define how Toastmasters envisions mentoring. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspects of her experience as a prodigy. Timer, please note it's for 5 to 7 minutes. Back to you, Toastmaster 3.
This bubbly and cheerful Toastmaster will always find something humorous even in a situation which is considered sacred. Because when I asked her, what do you consider sacred? Back came the reply from her, ghosts. I was really petrified. I was wondering if she was really in a good state of mind. And that is when I realized she had read sacred as scared. So anyways, according to her, what is sacred? When she spelt it and read it right, the beautiful bond created with each person she sees and the true love that she receives from people. That's Toastmaster Priyadharshini. So pathway persuasive influence, level 2, project name Introduction to Toastmasters Mentoring, speech title The Power of 2, duration is 5 to 7 minutes.
How many of you think that mentors are patient to us? Patience. Yeah, very true. It's very true. Fellow Toastmasters and the brave souls who have agreed to mentor someone, I stand before here not just as a seasoned speaker, not as a perfect prodigy, but as a living proof that mentors are incredibly patient. I'm a person who always rushes things at the last minute, and I push my mentor to review my speeches. Dear Toastmaster Pravda, she is a person of serenity. She was always calm, and she was available every time when I seek for help, even in late nights, even in her busy schedule. She, through her mentoring, have many times sculptured and refined the junk of words that I give her to a compelling and a confronting speech. Don't you think it is making her life easy? Always I have the thought that I should be making mirror images of me on mentoring my people in office. That thought is being demolished. Toastmasters enlightened me. You know why? Being mentor is not about making copies of yourself. It's about unlocking the best part of someone else. My mentor, she also did the same. She got the good part in me and encouraged me to take part in a humorous speech contest. Humorous speech contest? Am I even ready for a contest? She just told 2 words. You can. That whipped me up to the divisions, and I was just few months away have joined medley. It was an incredible experience. And I should not go away of the stage without talking about Toastmaster Praveena, who have inspiring every one of us and been mentoring in many other ways, right? She got the spark in me even before I was able to see the fire in me. She gave the opportunity to host my first medley milestone meeting. Again the words came, am I ready for this? She told, you're not ready for that yet, but you will be. That was an amazing, wonderful experience working under her mentorship, and the milestone was a blockbuster. I wish someday I will be like her, calm and composed even under pressure. Back days when I started my career, I was like a newborn giraffe, wobbling, confused, and always constantly falling down on my performance. And my mentor, she was magnificent, elegant and articulate. She was having a red pen, armed with a red pen that would reduce grown men into tears. Slowly, week after week, after lots of dramatic flops and flaws, then something incredible happened. That is, I began to improve and develop. That eventually pushed me up the ladder, and I was given a big team to lead. I was always having this pride. I know everything about my project. That thought many times my boss will demolish because she gives a third dimension to view a problem. I always admire the way she interprets the data and how she guides me towards the better solutions to give great results. All the knowledge I received from my mentors, my boss, not only that, the energy I received on crafting the speech for one of the humorous speech contests with distinguished Toastmaster Guru Prasad, and the constructive feedback that I received from distinguished Toastmaster Thomas, and the follow-up and follow-through nuances that I keep learning from Toastmaster Barath, my mentors' lists are going on and on day by day. I'm very much grateful for all the mentors who have invested their effort and time just for my progress. Friends, behind every confident voice, behind every powerful speech, there always a mentor who whispered, you can. And there is always a prodigy who believed on them. So to all the mentors who guides the shaky voices into strong speeches, and to all the prodigies who have turned all their bloopers into brilliance, this bond is sacred. It's a quiet handshake between potential and purpose. The mentors who light the way, the prodigies who carry it forward, together we don't just grow, we elevate. Thank you everyone.
We've come to the end of the speech session. Timer, may we have the timing of the speakers so that we can know who are eligible for being voted?
Toastmaster of the day, all 3 are qualified. Toastmaster Balaji 5 minutes 48 seconds, Toastmaster Ramya 6 minutes 18 seconds, Toastmaster Priyadharshini 5 minutes 58 seconds.
Thank you, sir. So can we have the voting done now before, at least before the evaluators give their evaluation? if this requires more time, then we can move to the next part. We'll move. Yeah, but please ensure that it is shared before we start the evaluation. Yeah, thank you. So now we move on to this section, which is loved and feared at the same time. That is the table topic session of the impromptu speaking session. And I can already see the Toastmaster, the table topic master with beaming face sitting over there, because he knows he can really have a great time over here, seeing the rest of the people ducking and whatnot. But anyways, he is a person who considers devotion towards a deity very sacred. He is a very calm, serene, a simple and unassuming person who joined Toastmasters recently, but he has contributed significantly, coming almost to every other session and doing a dedicated job. That is Toastmaster Raja, Andrew Raja, the table topic master.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Good afternoon. Yes. Quickly, I want to ask one question. How many of you know table topics is the registered trademark of Toastmasters International? Great. Even I came to know yesterday when I was discussing with my mentor, Toastmaster Guru Sir. Toastmaster International website has a lot of interesting informations and topic. Whenever you find some time, go and check it out. Thank you. So for the benefit of time, today we will journey through a serene forest, not just made of trees and trails, but of imagination, memories and wisdoms. Forests have long symbolized mystery, growth and transformation. Each tree has its own story and each path is an opportunity. In that spirit, our table topic session today will help you to explore your thoughts, tell your stories and grow as a speaker all spontaneously, right? So I will call upon members randomly to talk about the topics. You will have 1 to 2 minutes. Let's see who is going to take us into the forest first. TM Pradeep, Toastmaster Pradeep, is the person who is going to take us into the forest. So your topic, do you enjoy the sound of birds and leaves? Why or why not? Do you enjoy the sound of birds and leaves? Why or why not?
Thank you so much for the topic. And very good afternoon once again. My name is Pradeep. This topic, what I heard, it take back me to directly to the travel what I used to do. I love to travel in my bike. Most of you have heard my previous speech also. Yes, to be answered directly to that question, yes, I love to hear the sound of birds and leaves. That make me more serene. Sorry, I noticed that. So that makes me more connect with the nature, which helps me to make me more comfortable whenever I am very tense and very frustration with my official and personal life. So I always try to take myself to the nature whenever I feel more comfortable. Whenever I feel more tense in my life. That bring me to understand that nature is always here to give something to us. That helped me a lot to realize that we are here to give something to somebody. It's not that about that we should expect something from somebody. It's better that when you give something to others, you feel more relaxed, you feel more calm in your life. So that helps me a lot. I'm learning to do that only in my life also. So thank you so much for this wonderful topic and really like into my traveling ages. Thank you.
That's wonderful. Let's take another step into the forest with our next speaker, TM Toastmaster Amartha. Toastmaster Anuradha, your topic is, have you ever planted a tree or a plant? Tell us about it. Have you ever planted a tree or a plant?
Good afternoon. To be honest, I am not at all into gardening. I keep thinking that I should get into gardening because I see that my mother is an avid gardener and she really enjoys doing that. So it's one of the things on my list that I really would like to pursue. So at times I try, we have a small garden at home. My husband and my daughter tend to it. We have vegetables and some basic, we have a mango tree, we have pomegranate tree, we have some vegetable garden. But somehow I don't find it in myself to go there and check on it or anything. I think it's just something I have to do. I was not always like this. When I was young, I was very much into gardening. At least I used to enjoy the flowers and the greenery first thing in the morning. But off late, somehow, keeping busy with work, it is so difficult to, I just not interested anymore. So now I'm thinking this is something that I need to pursue because it's a great hobby to have. When I see all the people who are into gardening, I recently joined a WhatsApp group called Chennai Maadi Thotta Kootam. This is a bunch of people who get together, they exchange seeds, they exchange, what is this plant, they post pictures, what is this plant, do you know what is the use of this kira, and they're all a very helpful bunch of people. So I'm really planning to pursue this because I think it will be very relaxing and helpful to me. Thank you.
Next, our serene forest journey continues with our next speaker, Toastmaster Shanmugavel. And your topic is, would you like to sleep in a forest tent? Why or why not? Would you like to sleep in a forest tent? Okay, Toastmaster Shanmugavel.
Fellow Toastmaster and dear guests. Actually, I like greenery as well as water bodies. If it is both the things together, I want to go again and again. Especially your question about do you want to stay or sleep in the forest tent? Yes, I like. That's why I often used to see one picture, one song. That is by the actor is Vijay. In this, that picture is 96, I think so. That in song, he will travel in the forest alone. The song I often like it. Whenever I want to get motivated, I'm used to see that song. Same time one scene also will come. He will stay in the tent. So I want to stay in the tent in the forest if I have a chance. Thank you.
So the forest has more stories to reveal, isn't it? Let's welcome guest Nagacharan. Your topic is, do you prefer city life or a forest life? And why? Do you prefer city life or forest life? Why?
Hello everyone, I am Nagacharan. This is my first session here. Rather than a city life, I prefer a forest life. To what extent? I got used to the city, so I got things are familiar with all the things I'm seeing it daily. So I want to have a new vision. I like to have a society in the forest, not like I want to live in a forest. I want to enjoy the nature, see the wildlife, and hear the sounds of the birds in a forest. That's it.
That was really wonderful. Let us take another step into the forest with our next speaker, guest Vishal. Welcome guest Vishal. Have you ever seen a rainbow in the sky? Tell us about it. Have you seen a rainbow in the sky? Tell us about it.
Okay. Welcome everyone. I'm Vishal and I'm new to this Toastmasters Club. And have I ever seen a rainbow? I think we all have seen a rainbow. And seeing a rainbow every single time gives us like a small amount of pleasure because it's not frequent, it's very rare. And raining in Chennai, Tamil Nadu is rare nowadays due to the temperature, but even if rain comes, rainbows are even rarer, and seeing one is just bliss. And even though it's not fully formed, we still take our photos and share it with our friends. And I have to say, it's like one of those things you notice, you stand, you observe for a while, and just observe it, be happy, and then you just keep moving on with your life. Your life is a bit fast right now, and then once you see that, you have to just stop and think for a second that there are things you can admire out in the nature. So, thank you, sir.
So everyone's opinion around the forest is really interesting, right? Thank you, and let's invite another speaker to explore our serene forest tribe. Let us invite guest Kala. Yes, Kala. Your topic is what food would you pack for a forest picnic? What food would you pack for a forest picnic? Yes, Kala.
Good evening to everyone. I am Kala Lakshmi. I'm very excited to hear. The forest life is very thrilling actually. The nature and some scare of animals also, but the nature is very good. For this, I'm willing to prepare snacks, some snacks like chapati, like that. Thank you.
Yeah, chapati is a good food to carry for travel. Yes. Yeah, one more, the last one. Yes. Yes, the next speaker is guest Raja. Raja. So it's a very easy question, right? Would you rather spend a day at the beach or in a forest? Would you rather spend a day at a beach or in a forest, and why?
Okay, I would love to spend my day at a beach rather than a forest because I love beach. Regularly I'm going for a walking in the beach. I stay very close to the beach. And also beach is something that I can connect with. I get my energy from beach. I connect well with that vibration. So I love to be very close to the beach rather than going to the forest and disturb animals there, living there peacefully. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, that was again wonderful. Let us take another step into the forest. Let's invite guest Jagannathan James. Jagannathan, your topic is what would you take if you visited a forest?
What would you take?
Yeah. What would you take if you visit a forest?
Well, let me tell you, impromptu speeches is not a very mentally serene thing to do. I miss ChatGPT by the way, right now. So, yeah, I think the hours are already counted in. I'm also a stand-up comedian, by the way, so this might be a performative thing. I would actually take, like food, I would take something that is not perishable for sure, and something that is not going to attract animals that could kill me
and that would disturb me. I would definitely take something to camp because there's certain things that, I definitely want to camp because there's certain things that you would not be able to experience within the confines of a concrete a room that can be done in a campsite. And I would actually take some precautions, some precautionary measures like medicines, torch and stuff like that, just the usual suspects. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. So for the benefit. Yes. Okay, so for the benefit of time, I thought of rushing to the edge of our serene forest, but there is one more topic. Our forest journey is going to continue with one more topic and with our next speaker, Toastmaster Venkataseshan. Venkataseshan.
Requested for keynote address or different addresses.
So it's a very simple topic. What would you do if you found a quiet forest nearby? What would you do if you found a quiet forest nearby?
During my college days, Muthu, a maid in my home, in my village, she used to run and come and tell me, Father, my father's name is Balu. Balu, canal is full of water now, we can go for rice saplings. That was around in the month of October, November. Usually we celebrate Pongal in the month of January. Why Pongal is celebrated? It's the month of harvesting. But during those days, childhood days, we were seeding the saplings in the month of October, November. Slowly we were moving out of January. So I used to tell her, I was in the college days, I used to tell her, in the future, in the coming days, it's going to be, we are going to have water only in the month of January, February, and we'll be harvesting in the month of April and May. That's how the scenario is changing. That was the childhood which gave me a more serene lifestyle in a village with all neighbors or my relatives. During the harvesting festival time, we were used to ask, being the youngest members in the family, we used to be asked to stay overnight at the farms to take care of all those harvested rice, paddies to be taken care of, to secure them. So we used to go and sleep over there, and 2 or 3 youngsters like me at those days. So those were like more calm and serene time. Night 11 o'clock to 2 o'clock. After 2 to 3, you start listening to the owl sound. So that's when you get out of that peace, and we started looking for any theft or anything like that. But those days, 3 to 4 days, which were so calm, there is no hustle bustle. Even in those villages, those days there were hustle bustle of going to school and all, but we had a very serene and calm, peaceful night sleep in the farm. So those are the days I had a wild place in the forest.
It's the right word, serenity, right? So everybody likes to be calm with the peace. Great. So finally, we have come to the edge of our forest, right? I want to thank all the brave wanderers who explored its mysteries with their words. Whether your story made us laugh, reflect, or wonder, you brought life to this serene forest of thoughts. Remember, table topic is more than just speaking. It's about learning to trust your voice even when we don't know the path. Just like a forest walk, you may not see where it leads, but every step counts. With that, I now hand the meeting back to our
Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Praveena. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anuradha. Though I couldn't use the topic which I was supposed to, you more than made up for it. Thank you so much. So now we move on to the general evaluation section. So I would like to call Toastmaster Narendra. Before that, the timing, sir, for the table topic speakers are all qualified. Is there any disqualification?
The qualified names are Toastmaster Pradeep, Toastmaster Amirtha, Toastmaster Shanmugavel, Guest Nagacharan, Guest Vishal, Guest Kala, Guest Raja, Guest Jagannathan, Toastmaster Venkataseshan. Of these, to Guest Kala and Guest Raja.
So please note, two table topic speakers are not qualified. So the voting list will be declared accordingly, and we would like you to vote. But for this, you can take a bit of time. But what about the speakers? Is that released?
Yeah.
And the voting is done?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So now we'll move on to the general evaluation section.
Thank you, Toastmaster Praveena. So now we have come to the most important part of every Toastmasters meeting, which is the evaluation session. And this is the session where the prepared speakers will be evaluated. They will be told what they did really well and how they can make their speeches even better in the future so that they can become great public speakers. Now, let's start off by introducing the first evaluator who will be evaluating the speech of Toastmaster Balaji. To evaluate his speech, we have Toastmaster Dinesh. He's a businessman who primarily works in the real estate sector, and a couple of weeks ago he gave a very difficult speech managing a very difficult audience, but he still maintained his serenity, so I guess this must be a cakewalk for him. Requesting Toastmaster Dinesh to present his evaluations on Toastmaster Balaji's speech.
Thank you, General Director. Good afternoon, Toastmasters and dear guests. As we also witnessed a brilliant icebreaker speech by Toastmaster Balaji, he was delivering his very first speech for the benefit of the guests. What particularly I liked about his speech was, first is the audible. I was sitting in the very last bench for a meeting today, and I could clearly listen to each and every word he was speaking. It is particularly very fortunate for the very first speech of a member to be given at such a high audible level. Kudos to you, Toastmaster Balaji. And also, he perfectly had the chronological order of the speech. First, he had a beautiful opening. He started, "I am the luckiest person in the world." He held everyone's interest by it. And then he mentioned about how he was born 28 years ago in the hospital he was born. And from there onwards, where he did his undergraduation, post-graduation. And finally, he concluded his speech by saying that he wanted to improve in his communication skills. And so today, he was here giving his icebreaker or his very first speech in Toastmasters. So brilliant aspect as well. And it was clearly written. The transition also was very, very nice as well. It was very smooth. And we all had a very high interest in your speech, Toastmaster Balaji. As you could see, there was pin drop silence when you were delivering speech. All the members were captivated by your speech. But there were a few recommendations that I would like to give you, Toastmaster Balaji. The first is your gesture. Perhaps what I felt was that maybe your hands was particularly closed and you weren't opening your hands as well. Maybe I would advocate you to open up your arms and deliver it whenever possible. And also another particular gesture, perhaps movement. You were always stuck in the center, is something which I felt. Maybe you could, perhaps when you were talking about your NCC or school life, maybe you could have moved towards your right and you could spoken to the people to the left. And then maybe you were talking about your post-graduation life or towards the end, you could have come to your left and spoken to the people in the right side of the audience. Something like that you could have done, which I felt. And also I felt that the pitch and there was a lot of vocal variety as well. For example, when you were telling about your the way you have to travel 1.5 hours all the way from your house to the college, you could have told, I had to travel 1.5 hours all the way from my house to the college. That particular place you could have had a vocal variety. Another example of it was when suddenly you got an arrear. when you were planning for your post-graduation, you could have mentioned, suddenly I had an arrear. That was unexpected. Maybe you could have paused a little bit and add a little bit of vocal variety to have that impact. But overall, it was a brilliant speech to you, Toastmaster Balaji, and we all loved it. And it is an excellent journey, the first step of a huge journey in your Toastmasters career. And we are looking forward to your next speech. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dinesh. I'm sure Toastmaster Balaji will find your suggestions and feedback very useful. To do the next evaluation, we have distinguished Toastmaster Thomas T. Abraham. Now, he is an evaluation specialist. The reason why I say that is, it doesn't matter whether his name is on the agenda as an evaluator or not. He will evaluate all the prepared speakers, give his suggestions, and they will always be very useful and helpful in reaching the next level. He is a former communications director of Ashok Leyland, and he was a district finalist in both the International Speech Contest and Table Topics Contest. To present evaluations on Toastmasters, Toastmaster Ramya, he has a submission.
So, good evening once again. Toastmaster Ramya, you have taken the right topic in terms of presentation mastery. What I tried to say was that you have taken that path and you are actually pursuing it. Since it was lost, I thought I would use my 3 minutes to clarify that. Now, all speeches use just 3 things: logos, pathos, and ethos. That's all there is to it. So let me do it because it is a wholesome speech. In terms of ethos, it is her story, with the innocence of a young schoolgirl. So she was authentic, no questions asked, 100% marks. Second, logos. Did you find anywhere something offending your sense of logic? The cause and effect was intact throughout, 100%. That leaves us with pathos. Now let me go back and ask, what do you think was the objective of a message of the speech? If I may, correct me if I'm wrong. Failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is the starting point of success, right? Was that your center point? To you, ma'am? So, did we get it?
Yes.
100% there also. That leaves me with just one question of pathos. Pathos comes normally, of course, language apart, through body language, facial expression, and voice variety. You are a voice artist. You did that to the hem. You did that. Yet, if someone ever told you that your voice is very strong, there is nothing like very strong. You can go even stronger, I assure you. For example, when you say, that night, I couldn't sleep. You know, a little bit more of the male style you can bring in some places. How you get it. But the major change will happen to you as a speaker if you start using your body, your gestures, your facial expressions. That's all you need to do as a speaker in my view. For example, I was declared the winner. Then you look down and say very unhappy. Remember, I was declared the winner, right? That's more like it. Then you were some 12 feet away from the first row. Why this disassociation? Get closer, connect with them physically. Energy to energy, it works, man. Then, finally on this subject, kindly record your speech and share it with your mentor and whoever else wants to help you. And lastly, if I may, this was a case of a very heavy spread of desserts after sumptuous food. 1.5 minutes may not be required to say again and again the same obvious thing. Because the audience, I personally believe, are, such a story, the moral is understood. These are my thoughts. Work on the gestures, you will go some places. Thank you.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Thomas T. Abraham. To do the final evaluations for the day and to evaluate the third prepared speaker, Toastmaster Priyadharshini, we have Toastmaster Jayashri. When I asked her to send me her intro, she said, I am tired of writing my intros over and over again. So just tell whatever you know about me. Anything is fine. So I've done my best. She works as a product manager and is also a product coach. And she was a division podium finisher in the recently concluded International Speech Contest in the Table Topics contest last season. And she was also the program chair of Discover 2025, running post to post to make sure that the event happens in a very seamless way and improvising on the spot. So to evaluate Toastmaster Priyadharshini, please, we have Toastmaster Jayashri.
Mentors are someone who doesn't give you the answers to your questions. They give you the direction to your questions. That helps you to move from where you are to where you want to. Toastmaster Priyadharshini, thank you so much for delivering this message with a speech titled The Power of Two. With this speech, The Power of Two, I had 3 powerful elements that I liked. Number 1, the way you hook the audience from the very beginning of the speech by asking a question. And that question is not just a simple question. It was quirky. It pulled every one of us to think, what? Mentor? A patient? What question it is? So that got the attention. Number 2, you continue to have that hook till the end by adding humor throughout your speech, which is Priyadharshini's stamp. That's her style. That was there throughout. That was sprinkled. Kudos to you for that, for getting the audience engaged in the speech. Number 3 that I liked in the speech, the third powerful element, is your gestures. It was wide. It was supporting what you were telling, especially the use of descriptive gestures and emphatic gestures. And the way you described that your mentor was serene. It was serene. Right? And then you used descriptive gestures to say like bunch of words that you shared it with your mentor came into small set of words. So that was nice. So with these 3 powerful elements in your speech, that was shining very well. Just like your mentor who said like you can. Today I am as an evaluator going to share a few recommendations. If you can take that, you will become a better speaker. The number 1 is in your speech, the transition was little abrupt in few places. For instance, when you started your speech, you were starting to tell about your Toastmasters mentors, Prasanavani, Pravda, and then you moved to your boss, right? And then you went on again, came back to Toastmastering and called a few people. So it was little difficult to follow us like, okay, hey, where is Priya starting? Where is she going? And then where is she coming back? So you could have added that as a chronological order. That's number 1. Number 2, I felt you started your conclusion in 4 minutes or 4.5 minutes, and then it went on till 5 minutes, 20 seconds or so. It was little dragging. It could have been little crisp, short, with a powerful statement. That would have given a long-lasting impression. And the number 3rd recommendation for you is there was a scope for vocal variety between Pravda and you, between Prasanavani and you. When the same answer is coming from different mentors, where you could have shown your vocal variety. So with these powerful elements that were present in your speech, if you could add these 3 you can elements, I'm sure the next time when you ask the question, am I ready? No, I would say you'll be ready not to just give your next speech, but to give your next speech as a great public prolific speaker.
I would like to request the timer to read out the names of the qualified evaluators.
All 3 evaluators qualified. Toastmaster Dinesh, Toastmaster Thomas Abirami, and Toastmaster Jayashri. All are qualified.
So the voting link will be available shortly. Please do vote for the best evaluator in your opinion. And now it's time for us to listen to the tag report, the timer, R counter, and Grammarian Report. First up, we'll listen to the timer report to be presented by distinguished Toastmaster Sampath Saurinath.
Good afternoon once again, General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today's timer report, reading all the timings. The speakers, prepared speakers I already read. So I will start with the table topic speakers. Toastmaster Pradeep, 1 minute 36 seconds. Toastmaster Amirtha, 1 minute 22 seconds. Toastmaster Shanmugavel, 1 minute 11 seconds. Guest Nagacharan, 1 minute. Guest Vishal 1 minute 10 seconds. Guest Kala 42 seconds. Guest Raja 26 seconds. Guest Jagannathan 1 minute 15 seconds. Venkataseshan, Toastmaster Venkataseshan 2 minutes 12 seconds. And the evaluators, Toastmaster Dinesh 3 minutes 4 seconds. Toastmaster DTM Abraham 3 minutes 16 seconds. Toastmaster Jayashri 3 minutes 9 seconds. What I observed was nobody was tense about the time, but rather relaxed or even probably oblivious of the time passing. I don't know. But I want to add one point. The best optimum users of time are the best time managers. Among the prepared speakers, Toastmaster Balaji came closest to the target. Among the TT speakers, Toastmaster Venkataseshan, and among the evaluators, no surprise there, DTM Abirami. Overall, I enjoyed today's meeting without listening to your speech. This is the suggestion I am giving to all future Toastmasters who will be timers. I did not vote today because I didn't listen to speeches properly. Thank you, back sir.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Sampath, for being so honest and candid. Next, we will listen to the R-Counter report from Toastmaster Amarvanchitha. Can you have
Here is the report. So before that, there is nothing to embarrass about the report because it will help you to improve your speech next time. So I start with the prepared speech. Toastmaster Balaji has used multiples of as and so and to like, and there is a repeater of I. And Toastmaster Ramya and Toastmaster Priyadharshini has clear speech. Now I'll come to the table topic. Toastmaster Praveena has used a multiple of as, and Toastmaster Amirtha you have used 3 times so, and Toastmaster Shanmugavel you have used 3 times so, and Toastmaster guest Nagacharan you have used 1 a and 1 2 so. Guest Vishal you have used 2 a, and guest Kala you have used more than 4 as. Guest Raja is clear speech. Guest Jagannathan has multiple of as and ams, and Toastmaster Venkataseshan you have used 3 times so. Yes. And Evaluator and Toastmaster Dinesh you have used multiple of as and 3 times maybe, and distinguished Toastmaster Thomas sir you have used 3 times so, and Toastmaster Jayashri you have clear speech. And that's the end of the report. Thank you so much.
Finally, to conclude the tag report, we have the Grammarian Toastmaster Abirami to present the Grammarian Report.
Good evening once again. Let's start with word of the day. I'm happy to report that it was used 9 times during the session. Well done to all the Toastmasters for incorporating it naturally into the speeches. I also noted some beautiful phrases and expressions that stood out today. Silence is much louder and stronger than bunch of words by Toastmaster Praveena. Losing is not opposite of winning, a powerful reminder about a perspective. People admire strength, simple yet impactful. The definition of success is different for everyone, a profound thought on individuality. Pain is power, as said by Toastmaster Ramya, conveyed a deep resilience in just 3 words. Unlocking the best part of someone, shared by Toastmaster Priyadharshini about mentoring was a beautiful way to describe guidance. Some words that had a spark today's meeting were enlightenment, magnificent, incredible experience. And an interesting metaphor used was newborn giraffe, creating a vivid and memorable image. In terms of grammar and language usage, I appreciate how most of you stayed mindful to grammar, tone, and expression. Let's continue to strive not just for fluency, but for serenity in our speaking. Calm, thoughtful, and purposeful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Abirami, for that comprehensive Grammarian report. Now, finally, we come to the General Evaluators report, and I will be focusing on the aspects that the TAC team and the evaluators that didn't fall under their scope. Let me go with my feedback in chronological order. So first up, our VP, as always, created the role players group on time, found the role players, and has circulated the agenda all on time so that we can plan everything, plan our work from our end. And the next thing is that, did we start on time? Of course, yes. I mean, this is medley. We always start the meeting at 2:55, irrespective of who's there or who's not there. That's been the standard of our club, and that's fantastic. And speaking of starting on time, it'll be better if the speakers and the role players show up at least 15 minutes before the start of the meeting. Firstly, that will help us put our VP at ease, and he doesn't have to scramble around to try and find some last-minute replacements. And also, it will help us to come in and settle in, maybe get a feel of the stage on that particular day. And it's always a good practice to come in early. And after that, it was followed by, the wonderful address by Presiding Officer Toastmaster Anuradha and incoming President Toastmaster Barath. They weren't just reminiscing on their journey through Toastmasters, they were providing inspiration. Both of them, if you noticed, they started from square one as a blank slate, and they made to where they are today. So that is an inspiration to everyone that we can, if we believe in ourselves and if we put in time to improve ourselves, then definitely we can be great leaders in the future as well. So thanks to the two of you for your wonderful address. And next, huge kudos to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Praveena, for sacrificing her time on stage. And this is not the first time she has done it. I remember the last time she was the TMOD, she spoke about the theme 2 minutes. The same thing happened, and she once again, gave up her time on stage. That's a very selfless thing to do to ensure that we all leave on time. So please, thank you so much, Toastmaster Praveena. And of course, as always, we had wonderful speeches, 3 wonderful speeches, and that was also, complemented by 3 insightful evaluations, showing that in Toastmasters, we provide feedback that will help our fellow members to gain their confidence, never to lose it. So thank you so much to the prepared speakers and also to the evaluators for providing those thoughtful and very empathetic evaluations. And of course, the table topics master picked topics based on the theme, and as the TMOD herself acknowledged, he did the job that she was not able to do due to the lack of time, and he took us through a journey through the forest. And just one suggestion, during the table topics, whenever we are speaking, sometimes we have the tendency to look at the table topics master and to speak directly to him or her. But it will be better if you can just look at the entire audience, because the table topics master is just giving us the topic and we are actually speaking to the entire audience. So it will be good if you can look at the entire audience and be mindful of that the next time. And just a couple more suggestions, general suggestions. The last few weeks, there has been some dropouts in the role players and in the speakers. Definitely, as I'm sure you would have heard this before, personal life comes first, professional life comes next, and then our Toastmasters come. It's always the third priority at the most. So if our personal and professional life allows us to take up the Toastmasters commitment of being a prepared speaker or role player, let us do it. Let us not worry about being underprepared or anything of that sort, because I remember Toastmaster Sendil said last time, he just had 1 day to prepare his speech, and then he came and nailed it on the stage the next day. And sometimes we prepare a speech multiple times and we may forget. We'll never know what's going to happen until we get on the stage and we deliver our speech. So when we take up a role, let's make sure that if our personal and professional commitments allow it, let's go through with it. Let's not second guess ourselves. And the other thing that I had was, it'd be better if we can do something about people coming in and going out. Of course, for seasoned speakers who are used to that, it'll be difficult for them to manage as well, but it'll be good if we can, do something that is being done in the area contest and the division contest, where we'll have someone sitting by the door and allow the speakers to come in only when there's a transition. I mean, allow the members or the guests to come in only when there's a transition on the stage. So we could try and do something like that, because in Desert Rose we had a nice lobby kind of an area for people to wait before coming in. So here we have to adapt. So that is one suggestion that I had. And one last suggestion is please double check or triple check that your phone is in silent mode. So in between when a guest was speaking, the ringtone was playing for a very long time. So it'll be better if we can just make sure that we know that our phones are in silent mode. So this is my report in the chronological order, and I hope it was useful to everyone in the club. Now I'd like to hand over the stage back to the TMOD Toastmaster Praveena.
That was a comprehensive report as always, Toastmaster Narendra. It is such a feast to the ears to see you give such a wonderful report or any kind of feedback always, whether it's on WhatsApp or over here. Thank you so much for it. And yeah, we come to the end of this particular session, and I'm leaving as a happy person. You know why?
On time.
On time. And plus, whenever I finish my TMOD role, I always think, oh my god, this topic is over, now I have to think of the next topic. But here, I have completed my TMOD role, plus I still have the topic with me, which I can use at some other time. Maybe tweak the name. It's like old wine in a new bottle, so that you people don't know exactly what I'm going to give the next time. That is still a suspense. So thank you so much, and I was more of an MC today, and I love playing the part of the MC because it's more about the club rather than what the individual needs over here. Yes, konja emotional, yeah. Okay, so over to the President. Yeah, thank you so much everyone. Have a nice evening. Have a nice evening.
Thank you, Team Toastmaster Master President. What another wonderful and amazing meeting we had. Thank you all. And I would also like to appreciate the first time role players. Our counter played by Toastmaster Amarvanchitha. Table topic master Toastmaster Anuradha. And I would also like to appreciate Toastmaster Priyadharshini for completing level 2 today. And also it's a time to appreciate one of the special person who has taken his first step in Toastmasters journey today. So let's invite Toastmaster Balaji N, who has given his icebreaker speech, onto the stage. Every month, once the month is over, we give out the star of the month and rising star. So today we'll do it for the month of June. So the star of the month for the month of June is Toastmaster Praveena. And the rising star of the month is given to a Toastmaster who is less than a year old in Medley. So the rising star of the month for June is Toastmaster Uma Maheswararao. Let's go on to the winners of today's meeting. Before that, can we have feedback from one of the guests, Annapoorni?
Hi everyone. I think everyone could be familiar with my face. It's been almost most of the time coming here, and every time I'm giving the feedback, it is very obviously it is a very good session. It was very engaging, and every time I come here, I learn a new word from this session. I don't know who came up with this. I don't know if it is already in the procedure. It's really nice thing. I get to learn a lot, and I could see in this club. I mean, I was told by someone member here that in this club there are many seniors. I could see that I could get a lot of exposure, and I got a call from Jayashri also about the membership. So I think I would be joining soon here. Yes. Thank you.
We now move on to the results of today's meeting. The best speaker goes to Toastmaster Priyadharshini. The best evaluator goes to Distinguished Toastmaster Thomas T. Abraham. The best tag role player goes to our Grammarian Toastmaster Abirami. The best TT speaker goes to our very own Toastmaster Venkataseshan. And the best role players goes to our general evaluator Toastmaster Narendra. Thank you all. Next week, 12th of Saturday meeting, we have an educational session on humorous speech contest by Distinguished Toastmaster Shri, who was the first runner-up in the recently concluded District 120 Discover 2025 conference. Request all the members to attend and learn some tips and feedbacks on the humorous speech. Thank you all, and with the sound of this gavel, I declare meeting number 839 adjourned. Thank you all. And I request all the members and guests to join us for some snacks and tea.